All right, here, let's start again. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. I believe I read somewhere that was Harry Truman's favorite song, or one of these guys' favorite songs. It's one of those songs that they made us sing in fourth grade with the rhythm sticks. Where you had the rhythm sticks.
And the wood block.
The music, the wood block, and you had the music teacher and the art cart that went around from unit to unit and room to room and all that kind of bullshit. Yeah, I mean, now, if you wanted to instill into a generation of students, a contempt for authority and sort of how the government works, making them submit to that kind of crap was more or less designed to assure that that's how it was going to happen. Oh, wait a minute. I'm of the age that went through that, and the millennials, the so-called millennials, aka hot, really cute 20-year-olds on YouTube. You can hear it in their voice as they eschew the obvious ways of adult, aka, how I made my living. Now, Paul and I were discussing, apparently, Lucy's Fatchett, Chris Christie endorsed the egregious Trump, the buffoon, the national buffoon. I think I'll start referring to him as the national buffoon. Now, say what you like about the national buffoon. He taps into a deep-seated, I hesitate to say thought process, but, emotion. And sometimes it's a rational thought process on part of some people. In our country, certainly about economic matters, certainly about the place of the United States in the world, given, what, I mean, we know you can debate, well, if you hadn't gotten all that involved, then you wouldn't be reaping this whirlwind, and that's a legitimate point. But that's not really the point. I mean, the point is, here's the situation now, so you got to deal with it. And then you've got this really, really, really hateful, and yes, it's hateful. There's no way around it. It's hateful. Anti-immigration stance about people. Hell's fire. You look back into the 1890s and early 1900s, you had far more immigration coming into the United States than is whooshing up through the Balkans toward Austria and Germany than there is now. It's this whole sort of, shrinization of Ellis Island and, things, and that god-awful, ugly, horrible looking Statue of Liberty. That's one of the ugliest pieces of, quote, art, unquote, in...
We should re-Christmas that.
Well, we need to send that back to France, is what I think.
That's what I mean.
Plus, you've got that horrible poem at the base of it. Give us your tired and poor and yearning masses. Yes, I don't mind the yearning masses yearning to be free coming into the country, but don't put some really bad piece of poetry out there in the harbor so that's the first thing they fucking see.
Yeah, they're tired of riding the boat.
Hell, now they come on airplanes. I don't know. I don't know how they come in. I mean, I don't know.
No, they fly in.
Well, I know from Cuba they float in on inner tubes and things.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, those poor sons of bitches. Yes, from the communist paradise, with which we are now becoming friendly. Give me a break. Fucking communists. And that includes the communist Chinese too, guys. Talk about human freedom. Oh, yes. Well, we're capitalists now. Fuck. Fuck. Capitalism and human freedom. Capitalism enslaves people if it's not done the right way. It can make people very free if it's done the right way. Doesn't seem to be doing that over here now, does it now? Given all of the regulations. See, what we have here is a failure to have an internal ethical sense guiding us in how we control our own society. I'll say that again. What we have here is a failure to, have this internal ethical sense controlling us as we guide our own society. And that's because we have lost sight of God. Now, enough of that sermon. Now, Paul, anything to interject?
No, we were talking about people, coming in and how.
We were talking about the Republican, quote, presidential candidates, unquote, and Donald Trump being endorsed by Kersey. Well, I said to Paul, if Chris Christie hadn't had that big sort of, almost smooching, lovey-dovey hug with Obama, during Hurricane Sandy, I think he would have been the front runner from the get-go. Now, I'm not a fan of his style. On the other hand, I'm not an unfan of his style either. He's flip-flopped on gun. I'm a single-issue voter. I'm a gun voter. If you aren't sound on the Second Amendment, I'm going to vote for you. You can be as hateful as hell about it, anything else you want to be, but I'm not going to vote for you if you're unsound on the Second Amendment. But he sort of is one of these flip-floppers on that. But and see, the thing is, yes, people can change their mind. I understand that. But it's like John Kasich. This is one of the reasons I probably would never vote for John Kasich, although I would otherwise vote for him.
I'd vote for him if he saved the driveway.
Yeah, so if John Kasich would save my driveway, I'd vote for him. There's a good way to get another vote, John Kasich. And believe you me, you're going to need all you can get down here in Ohio and Delaware County. But yes, that's a very good point. Let's say that again. If
John Kasich,
run over there and get free Joe's driveway.
Oh.
Yes. Here's this John Kasich. Yeah. You free Joe's driveway, you get 2 votes. How's that? That's not an offer. That's not a bribe. Well, no. That's not a bribe at all.
It's not a bribe.
Because he's not
offering you.
He's not going to get anything from us except our votes. Well, because I could have easily voted for him anyway, but I wouldn't have done, unless he frees my driveway. How many election laws are we violating right now? I don't know. Some god-awful amount. But the point of the matter is this. The point of the matter is this. In 1993, John Kasich was the last vote on this. Who was that dude? The Reagan guys. Well, anyway, the guy, the 1990, no, it was a Clinton anti-gun law, and it was passed, at the behest of, Reagan's press secretaries.
what's his name got shot in the head?
Yeah, well, talk about gun control. That guy should have had better aim. I mean, he missed. Well, he didn't quite miss Reagan, and he got within a quarter inch of this guy's pulmonary artery. But but he should have really taken out that asshole press secretary. Well, who should have taken out his wife? Brady. The
Brady Bill. Here you go. The Brady Bill. It's all started with.
Well, anyway, so in 1993, there was, Clinton comes in, and there's this whole thing, and John Kasich is the last vote in the House of Representatives that let that thing pass. It was 217 to 217. He comes in, he votes for it. 218, 217, and this fucking Brady bill becomes law. Thank you, John Kasich. And this is, and I got to put this in context. This is after a couple of back and forth correspondences, as his constituent, and saying, and he said, I will never vote to allow, gun control. That's in a fucking written letter.
Guess what?
Yeah, so I said after that vote, he's a fucking liar. I've never voted for the man since. And I, dearly wish I could vote for some. I'm not going to vote for Trump, obviously, because he's a fucking moron. He's an idiot. A very successful moron and idiot, as so many of morons and idiots are. But I can't bring myself to do that. Plus he's hateful. I mean, I don't want to vote for somebody who's hateful about, keeping people out and taking care of them, and I don't want that. I don't want somebody who's hateful being my president. I also don't want somebody who wants to confiscate all my money and redistribute it to be my president. I guess that pretty much rules out everybody on the Democratic side. At least this time around.
Guess who's number one?
I don't know. I mean, Bernie Sanders, has a good riff. I mean, a lot of what Bernie Sanders says is great, but it's like, how are you going to fucking pay for it? Well, plus I think he's basically honest. I mean, I wouldn't trust, this, Clinton woman farther than I could, toss her or kick her off my fucking instep, down the driveway. And even then, she'd probably find a way to, gin up a lawsuit and call a local personal injury lawyer. Well, that's her mentality. I mean, it's like one of these guys sent me something. He says Bill Clinton said I can't remember. It has something about well, it doesn't matter. It was a semi-obscene thing, but it was great. And from one of the least likely people I'd ever have imagined sending it to me. So I don't know who I'm going to fucking vote for. I may just leave that space blank on the primary ballot.
I'd have to stand there and look.
Oh, I know. Oh, and so many. See, and that's the thing. And this is what I think a lot of these pollsters.
I ought to stick a photograph of them on there so you can remember, what the fuck.
Well, they do.
What do they look like?
Well, they do that actually in some of the illiterate countries. Well, actually, I guess maybe. Now, admittedly, that's not the case up here in our district, but perhaps maybe we need to start doing the things like in some of the illiterate countries and putting little pictures, or in some other countries they put like little symbols of the parties, like little starburst, that kind of stuff. Well, I mean that's essentially gets down to the level of discourse, doesn't it? So I don't know who I'm going to vote for. And well, my point was, I think there's a lot of people, and and listen to this political scientist. I think there's a lot of people that get into the ballot booth and they don't know who they're going to vote for until they see all the stuff, and maybe they might have a list in their pocket if they've gone on the internet or written some notes down about stuff.
Oh, not on the internet shit. It's that watch telly.
Well, yes. Okay. Well, I've become internet savvy now, but in any case, I'll tell you, 8 out of 10 elections in my life, major elections, presidential elections, this, that, and the other elections. Dude, I have not decided who to vote for till I'm standing there right in front of the ballot. I sort of know who I might, but there've been about 3 or 4 times. I'd say about 30% of the time I've changed my mind. For example, I couldn't tell you to this day who I voted for in let's see. I want to be sure. I want to be sure I could vote. Let's see. 72 was. Yeah, no, I was. That was the first time I was able to vote for president. To this day, I can't tell you I voted for McGovern or Nixon. To this day, I can't tell you. I was involved in both sides of the campaign. I can't tell you who I was.
McGovern was
McGovern was a Democrat and Nixon was a Republican. But I can't tell you who I voted for. In '84 with Mondale and Reagan, I can't tell you who I voted for because I gave money to Mondale. Basically, because I didn't like Reagan's bullshit about gays. I think I ended up voting for Reagan, but I can't be sure. I can't remember, see? I mean, it's the kind of thing like I can't remember stuff about that stuff. And political pollsters, you need to realize that a lot of people decide in the ballot booth, and then when they come out the door and are asked by these people roaming around outside, they may not really remember. I mean, that's a real possibility, guys. Take that, political scientist, as a data point. Investigate it. There's probably an assistant professorship in somebody's life ahead. If you take that thesis, credit me with it, but that's okay. Fly with it. Go for it. Well, now, what do you think about?
So much bullshit going on, and you really don't know who to trust.
Where?
Running for office.
It's what, I'm sorry?
Running for president.
Oh, I thought you talking about work.
Oh no, the Arnold's coming up. First weekend of March.
The what?
Arnold's.
Oh, the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are showing up even now. Like the 2 French coaches that are always come in town. They're here already.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're here and they've got their room together up on 5.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Did you put a Hampton complimentary tube of lube in there? Actually, that's something that would actually be a selling point. Complimentary lube for gay gas.
oh, you remember?
No, I don't remember. Well, I'm just talking out of my ass. What is that actually happening?
I caught him hugging and kissing in the pool a couple of years.
Oh no, I remember that. I mean, I knew these guys were part of the crowd, so to speak. But I didn't know whether maybe the Hampton had instituted a policy of free complimentary lube for gay gas. Here's an idea, Hampton.
They always say hello to me.
I imagine so.
And if
Free.
they look for something, like in the breakfast area, they ask me where they can find it.
Well, that's an excellent choice. Free complimentary lube in the Hampton for gay guys. Hampton, there's a suggestion. Oh, and for Disney too. In that god awful hellhole down there by Orlando, and everywhere else you've got the blight on the landscape of your presence. What a horrible week! I'll tell you, one of the worst weeks of my life was spending at the Disney Hotel down in Orlando.
Oh, that medical.
No, yeah, it was the IRS there. It was I swear to the Almighty ever living God, I would never, ever set foot in Florida again, let alone Orlando, Florida, let alone at a Disney property. Horrible, 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 horrible. It was a dry hotel. Thank God I had hauled down 25 cases of beer. You got to plan ahead. And a big ass firearm. I'll tell you, I was taking my sort of nap after, this 19-hour slog down from Atlanta and checking in and finding out to my dismay that there was no way I'd get a drink except going out to my truck and hauling it. So I'm taking this little nap, and I have my 44 Magnum under my pillow. No, I'm sorry. I forgot. I put it in the safe because I thought I was all locked into my room and tucked in.
Oh, you had a safe in there?
Yes, there's one of those safes in the room things. So I'm napping, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, hell, it might have been 2 hours later. This guy, a very big man came in, and I said to him, I should have kept my fucking knife in my hand. I said, it's too bad I put my gun in the safe because you'd be, it's a good thing for you because you'd be dead right now. Completely unannounced, right in the door. And I don't know what he was going to do. I don't know what he was in there to do. He was in there to do something.
He had a key to the room.
He must have had a key to the room because he got in the damn room. But I'll tell you, he wasn't dressed. He wasn't
an employee.
He doesn't look like an employee. It wasn't like it's Disney hotel getting ready to screw people. No, that wasn't his. His name is his little bag. His little employee didn't say Disney hotel getting ready to screw people in a dry hotel in Orlando, Florida. No, it didn't say that. No, it was like no name tag, no badge, no nothing. He came in my fucking. I'll tell you, I told you you're a lucky man because I should have had enough sense to keep my gun right here in my hand by my side. Because I rarely nap in the days. I mean, I really nap. But that's just a hellish. That's a hellishly long drive from north of Atlanta down to Orlando, and I never laid eyes on him again the rest of the day. And the rest of the time I was there and I was there for a week. Well, 5 days. That's a week. That's a week in American talk.
If I had anything to do with the hotel, you thought you would have seen him somewhere.
Yeah, that was. Fortunately, I did keep my killing knife with me. I carried my 6-inch Marine Corps killing knife, but I wasn't able to get to. Well, but if he'd turned his back to me or side to me, I would have nailed his fucking ass. Fucker. Disney, no. No. Ariel, my ass. Oh, it's a cruise ship. Oh. Let's go vomit and then get run aground. No, I've never done that. I must say, I've never. I'm speaking just by what people say. I can only discuss the time I was at Orlando. Well, then of course I sometimes conflate that with the time that Paul and I went down to Florida, but that's another story. Well, so we haven't decided yet. Well, I haven't decided yet who I'm going to vote for.
I don't either.
No. I think in the presidential election, if Trump is the nominee, I'll probably vote for Johnson, the Libertarian candidate. I can't bring myself to vote for Trump. No. I certainly won't vote for Hillary.
Okay.
Well, anything else? Any other adventures today?
No, that's pretty much it.
A day without you work tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm off Monday and Tuesday.
So you're back to like the Monday and Tuesday, however briefly, and okay. Yes, I'm reading on Easter Sunday at 8:00. But we haven't got the Holy Week schedule out yet.
Isn't that it over there?
No, that's not the reading schedule.
Oh, the reading schedule.
Well, you gotta learn how to play this game. You gotta. I was like, no one to flee the kingdom, no one not to flee the kingdom. Oh, that was a card game. No one to fold them, no one to hold. I turned on my cell phone this morning. I found this call from Roberta. 2 calls from Roberta. About this cousin of hers that's been on the prayer list for ever since I ever became aware of the prayer list. So we're talking now. Easily 12 plus years. And even the fact that her husband died while she was on the prayer list. So I mean, it's just. I'm thinking, and she called about 10 o'clock last night on my cell phone, and then she left a voice message, a text message.
I didn't hear your phone.
Well, no, why should you? I mean, hell, I thought, shit. I was interesting yesterday when I went up to the lawyer's office. That's the Bible study group time. The parking lot was packed. Well, good. I'm glad they have a big turnout. I am. I mean, I know I sound sarcastic when I say it, but I don't mean that.
Plus, a lot of people come to town finding free pork.
Well, no, I don't think that's the case. Although I know there's a couple, 3 people that do that, but I thought, oh, please don't let me get there when they're coming out of Bible study and they're going to try to browbeat me into going to lunch with them and all that shit, and I have to tell them I'm going to go to my lawyer and get things. It's just like, and I know it's all very well meaning, but just I've told you why I don't want to go to Bible study anymore, because you guys don't take it seriously. You don't. It's all about, let's send out a greeting card to somebody or this or that or, some some liberal theologian said this, or oh, Jesus didn't really, he's not really God. Don't give me that crap.
Or what's his name? Good News Bible.
Who? Oh well, and then there's God bless Ed Hunter, and his Good News Bible, so-called. I'm going to put that in quote Good News quote Bible. Pardon me, I'm stopped. Anything else? We said that earlier on, I think.
That's pretty much it.
And now we can say
Good night, guys.
bye bye, bye bye, YouTube.